Hi Sagittarius, and welcome to your May 2018 general reading. My name is Donatella and I will be doing your reading today. But before we start, I'm going to go ahead and start talking to you about your astrology this month. And it has something special that is concerned with you, and it has to do with the moon. But before I get to the moon, let's talk about the sun. Currently right now, we are in the season of Taurus, and during this time, Taurus is the persistent provider of the zodiac. It is the sign that helps us seek security and enjoy earthly pleasures and helps us get the job done. It is also ruled by the planet Venus. And during this time, you're going to be noticing that you want to be surrounded by the comfort of luxury, beauty, high quality goods, and thrive on anything which pleases the senses, including cooking, wanting to cook something that just really is so delicious and so flavorful. Just being at home and just being surrounded by the comforts of that, the luxury that you have at home. You're finally like being able to appreciate that. You're going to start feeling like you're more naturally attuned to nature, and you're going to start feeling more practical. And you're going to be leaning more towards stability and security during this month. But you also have to be careful not to become trapped in the material world. During this time, as you move away from April, you're going to notice that you're going to want to be recalibrating yourself. You need some time to recharge because of what has happened during the life circumstances recently for you. Also know that when you bring out your inner hidden self and the more you go deep within yourself, your spirit is going to soar much more higher. So never feel like you have to push back from your spirit, because people really do need that. And you are the truth seeker, so you will provide your truth. And sometimes people need that truth, and it is hard to receive it, but it shines a light on the person as they're going through their experience in their life. Sometimes it could show a blemish that we have that we can correct, but it is ultimately needed. Everybody needs somehow a truth in their life. Okay, so when I mentioned that the moon was in Sagittarius this month, I wanted to tell you that people are going to be sensing that they need your flavor. And when I say your flavor, they're going to need the sense of adventure, and they're going to feel the initiation into greater truth and freedom. And it's going to oppose the feeling of duality. People are going, instead of feeling two different, twisted different ways, they're going to come to their own truth, and it's going to have one way, one shape. And you're going to be the guiding light of that energy. What this causes is it may cause a struggle in the future. It may cause a struggle while you're telling a person the truth now. But as you do that, what happens is it creates a future with love. Not only love, but it creates vulnerability. And then with that, you have absolute truth. So this feeling will start around May 15th. And this will have a 28-day cycle, because it's during the moon cycle. And it will start initiating by the end of the month. It will initiate by the end of May. And by June 12th, it will be the luckiest day of the year. So something around that time, it will just be very, very lucky, especially for you, Sagittarius. It's going to affect you the most. You and Gemini. During May, your emotions will shift to fearlessness, readiness for action, and success in war. This moon will allow you to trust your inner guidance and liberate the healing gifts that we have. And something I really want to tell you, Sagittarius, is we all know that you are the truth seekers. You guys know the truth. You guys see everything. You guys have many, many tremendous ideas. You guys help so many people. You guys are very intuitive. You have many different scattered projects, but we need to culminate them in something as a whole that can actually eventually sum up to something. So if you are watching this right now, you need to start planting the seeds and start building a roadmap, because there's a cutoff time, and your cutoff time is December 17th, 2020. Now, let me explain why. Saturn transits to each of us, and when it transits to each of us, it will force us to take responsibility for ourselves. You're going to go through moments of periods of noticing that you had missed opportunities, but the only person that you can blame now is yourself, because you lost the chance to continue that success. You didn't go to that goal that you needed to go, so this will be the time that you actually take responsibility for yourself, so that you, even if you start feeling like this world is a cold place, this will be the initiation for you to start something amazing. And let me explain something for you, okay? Imagine that we're all in a tunnel, okay? And in this tunnel, there's breaks of light. So the tunnel breaks, and in between it breaks. So you have light, tunnel, and so it basically, sometimes you're blind, and then all of a sudden you see the light and you're happy again. So imagine this roadmap like that. What are you going to do when no one is holding a candle or a flashlight? Are you going to sit there and wait for everybody to hold one for you? Or are you going to finally go and find the candle and turn the light on? Because if you don't find the light within yourself, then everybody else starts wandering around blindly. So you need to shine our light. We need to see that light so we can shine it. You don't have to be combative about it. You can be definitely diplomatic about it, as long as it's controlled. And this is a Libra telling a Sagittarius, as long as it's controlled, you will have the balance with everyone, my dear. So in these next 3 years, it will feel like an uphill battle, but perseverance is rewarded. The rewards are usually delayed, and that's the point. The results are long-lasting. The longer you work on this project, the longer that these results will last. And that's why you need to take time in it. You've been rushing. Why? How are you... Sagittarius, it's been so long since you've been so close to God. And I just want to tell you that you have never been abandoned. You have never been abandoned. It's just you never wanted to pick up that candle and light it. And when you pick up that candle and light it, then you light the darkness for everybody else. It's just that everybody's blind. How could you get mad at them when they're blind? So you need to pick up that candle, because not only does the candle give us light, but it also gave us warmth. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because when you gave us light, we saw truth, and when we saw truth, we were able to love ourselves. And that's what helped us progress. And your spirit cleaning through this process in these next 3 years is going to feel like you have washed the dirt off of your body. That dirt that you've been feeling for such a long time will finally be washed and showered off. And it's these moments of anxiety that you forgot to pray, to ask for God to take that anxiety away. If you've lost your faith and it's been a while, or maybe you've questioned it for a very long time, no matter what you do, no matter what you go through, you'll always be accepted. You are never abandoned. No matter what happens, you're always going to be welcomed. You're always going to be welcomed with open arms. You're always going to be loved. You just need to wash. You weren't born a black sheep. You were never born the black sheep. You just need to wash it off. That's all. And then once it's all washed, it's like you're white again. So that's what I need you to understand. You were always pure. You were always light. You just need to hold that candle for us so that we can see what the hell is going on. Because if you're a zombie too, then how do we have any access to see what's going on? Your mission in this life is to teach us not to be fearful when it comes to taking action. For these next 3 years, the people that you encounter, you need to shift them into their truth to get into their career, the career that they need to get into. You're going to unlock paths for them to meet other people and to get connections with each other. And what happens is when you bring those connections, you will be rewarded, but it's going to be a slow reward for you. Sagittarius, you had a mission in life to carry people through a spiritual path. And if you have lost your spirituality, what is humanity good for? See, all of us zodiacs, we're responsible of something. For me, Libra, I'm responsible to bring everybody together and make everybody get along, even the people that hate each other. Your responsibility was to bring spirituality back. So if you're not doing that, you've lost your job. You've lost your job. You need to bring it back, because once you bring it back, you're the light again. You were always loved. You were always accepted. And once you understand this, once you accept that you are loved unconditionally, then whoever you've been having problems with for a very long time will start seeing that too. You're getting your healing, but you need to allow this process to happen. Whether you need to baptize in a certain, whatever way that you can baptize yourself to tell yourself that you are accepted, you need to start taking that transition, but you need to take it spiritually first. And then you can take it mentally, and then you will be able to take it physically. Okay? This is a 3-step process. You will not be able to come across this without finally accepting your spirituality. Okay. Sagittarius, I just want to tell you guys I love you very much, and I want to start this reading, and this reading is going to possibly be very emotional for you. Before I start, I want to tell you that this reading is only to enlighten you. It's only to bring your spirit back. And it's only to make you grow even stronger than the soldier that you ever were. Because you know what happens? When a person is so broken down, they're built back so courageously, bigger and better than ever. Because Rocky too, he was even stronger than the first time, right? You got to remember that. Okay. So let's get to the readings. Let's get excited, okay? All right, Sagittarius, there's a contract that you're thinking about making. Now, it's not directed at a relationship. It's not directed at a business. This contract is directed at happiness. That's the most highest feeling that you have, is telling yourself, which direction do I go? Which commitment do I make that will make me the most happiest? Because that is really ultimately what it is that would make me the most happier. What's crowning you, meaning that what is on your mind right now, is it's the 8 of Swords, okay? You've been through a lot of depression, and it's not the worst that you can never handle, okay? The thing is that you keep thinking about this torture, you keep thinking about this torment, or you think about the stress that you have in your life. And if you could just take the blindfolds off temporarily and allow yourself to see the beauty in every negativity, once you allow the light to just shine, and even every mistake that you've made or any mistake that any friend has made, and accept it as a learning lesson that we had to go through, that we had no other option but to learn these lessons so that way we can evolve as humans. Because when we evolve, then the generations that are after us even evolve even better. Sagittarius, you are that light to show us that you can fall through depression, but rise. That was your duty in this world. Your duty in this world was to show people that through everything that you can go through, you could be a courageous warrior. Right now, you're being torn and breaking apart so that way you can take every fakeness that was around you, so that way you can evolve in your ultimate self of who you were. Because as you were growing up, there was some false ideas that you were being taught, and you're now realizing it. And as you evolve into this new spiritual being, you're still spiritual. You're even more spiritual than before, and it's because it's something that you actually believe in, not something that you were forced to believe, if you understand what I'm saying. You're going to have your own concept of what your own belief is, and through that, the pain and suffering will go. And once your pain and suffering will go, you're going to find the candle. Once you snap back and you start realizing, oh, it's not the end of the world. I found a candle, guys. I got it. I found it. That's when it all works out. in the distant past, you lost your strength. You were very broken and beaten. And in the recent past, you feel like either you or someone else got away with something that they should have never got away with, like some sneaky, secretive behavior or just something that's like a person that just takes advantage of you. You've been having that feeling like, I don't have the strength to control my own situation here. And it's like, how do they get one over my head? How do they always do this? How do they think that they can control me? And I have a feeling, I don't want to say it's family, but maybe it is family. But I just feel like you don't have the strength sometimes to overcome the controlling thoughts that are around you. And it's words, it's talking. All this talking is making your mind go crazy. And every time you hear all this extra talking, it's driving you nuts. Enough of the talking already is kind of how you feel right now. In the future, very soon, after you follow this process that I'm talking about and you understand and accept the healing, the relationship that didn't work out is finally, the spell will be broken, if you understand what I mean. There's a spell still. Even if you guys are separated, it's like you know that's a dirty, ugly feeling. But it's like in the future, you're going to feel like you snap out of a spell, if that makes any sense to you. I don't know how to rephrase it in any other way. But you're going to snap back and you're going to understand what is what. You have to understand that in the middle of this month, when you seek your truth, because I was telling you that the moon is directed at you in the middle of this month, okay? Around May 15th. There's going to be people that are disagreeing with the decisions that you make. There's going to be people that are going to not accept something that you're doing, okay? And I just want to tell you right now, okay, let me explain to you something. I want to tell you something right now, okay? Let me tell you a story before I continue with this reading. A while back, see, I'll go through, I feel like God always leads me to watch things or research things because people go through situations and that's how an empath experience something, and that's how they're able to tell someone something, because they experience it themselves first. So I feel like this message is for you, Sagittarius. A while back, I was very interested in watching the Versace series because I was really into the series before, the OJ one, and I loved it because I always loved the Kardashians, but I always loved Versace because Donatella Versace was his sister, and she's a Taurus, and she's also a Venus sign like me. But when I was watching the show, I fell in love with Gianni, his personality, and he always said Donatella was his muse. She was like the reason for him to design more things. She helped him structurize his business, but he had all the ideas. He was full of everything. And what you need to understand is that your truth can cause jealousy, okay? Your success, when you finally do structurize, will cause jealousy. So there is a spiritual path that you have to take, and when you do follow it, you will succeed. And as long as you stay trapped in your victim stage of healing, and not see the light and actually not transform into the position that you're supposed to take, you can create something where it causes jealousy within others. So when you're being truthful, just be really careful on how truthful you are. Make sure that you're not really being cutting with your words. Make sure that you're not creating strife with other people. Be very careful and very diligent with what you're doing. And the reason why I brought up Gianni, and it's not just, he was a Sagittarius, okay, but he was very also successful, and his sexual life was not something that people would agree with. It's not just because he was gay, but he would have an open relationship. And to him, he was living a different life that people didn't understand. Now, I'm not saying that that's the life that you want to live. I'm just saying he would chase his dreams. He would go so far to be himself that people that couldn't say the truth were very upset. And that would cause jealousy. And that's what I want you to understand. So when you create your jealousy, I mean, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to say it that way. When you're talking your truth, make sure that it's coming from a place of teaching, and it's coming from a place of loving, and it's coming from a place of understanding, and especially a place of freedom, where a person has freedom to choose. Because you've been fighting for a very long time for your own freedom, Sagittarius. You've been fighting the right to say it like it is for a very long time. You've been wanting to be your own self for a very long time. And in the month of Taurus, I see the Empress, okay? She represents a lot of things. She can represent a Libra in your life who is very prominent, or a Taurus. This person is in the sign of Venus, okay? This person is very special to you. So either a Taurus or a Libra that you know this person is super special to you. Now, if this not a person that you know, this is someone that brings abundance and love into your life. They have a generous amount of love. This person makes you feel scared of how much they can love. And you could go through moments where you reject giving out love because of that fear. Okay? So I want you to understand that if you go through strife, if you go through hardship, yeah, you're a warrior, you can handle it. But you don't understand if these problems will keep a person with you. And that's what you worry about. But what you need to understand is that when you're truly with the person that you're meant to be with, you're tethered together. You're linked together. So the minute that you give up, they give up too. The minute that you're fighting, they're fighting too. So if there's a battle that you need to fight with your lover right now, you need to go at it like full force, like a dam, with all your might, with all your right, like, yeah, but, my logical reason. And now it's time for you to talk. All of them were talking. And now it's time for you to talk, with a logical reason. Don't be a jerk, okay? Don't be a jerk. But explanation, like explain, okay? Explain. Talk about it. Talk about the experience that you went through, how you're going through. Now, if you feel like you're absolutely 100% sure that this is something that people will not understand, then maybe you want to kind of calm down the fighting and not try to cause something so erratic right now, and not try to be a very pushing soldier. But if the time comes, then yeah, do it. But be very logical, okay? You need to go through this period of cleanse before you can even be that logical person. So I'm going to do a little recap real quick, so that way you don't forget what I said. Because if you don't follow the path that I'm telling you, you can't jump to the end. After you follow what I'm saying, there's going to be either a Taurus or a Libra, or during the month of Taurus, someone that you're going to work with. Because at the end of this month, Sagittarius, you're starting a brand new project. You remember that project I was telling you about? That financial whatever thing that you were going to do, you have this crazy new goal that you're starting. It's at the very beginning. It's something that you've never done before. It's in the incubation process, but this is going to be a monstrous amount of money. If you follow the months like I tell you, please, Sagittarius, if you've been hurting, it's time that you follow the light. Stay with me, subscribe, and bring your friends if they also need healing, because this will definitely have a domino effect with everybody. And there's a goal here. We're not just doing tarot card readings and there's no solution at the end. I have the grid. I have the map, and I could tell you exactly where we're landing in 3 years. So you guys better get your shit together because your deadline is December 17, 2020. And if you guys start building a forum in my comments, maybe you might meet other Sagittariuses who are going through the same thing, who can link you to other people, and you can have a community. And I think that was what you wanted from the beginning. But you can't start this, honey, until you do the cleansing process. So let me do a recap real quick before I end this. Contract for happiness. That is where the goal is going to set. It's going to be a journey from now on. It's going to be a journey of happiness. There's no final destination unless it's about income. Unless it's something that you guys agree together. The problem is that you were pushing things before. You were pushing when it came to relationships. From now on, you are not going to push. You're going to go with the flow. There's no realistic timeline, okay? Stop it with that shit. The only thing that you need to really be concentrating on is the relationship is what it is. I'm going to handle it as most appropriate as I can, but I need to get these fucking... Sorry, I didn't mean to cuss. I don't know why I feel like doing this with you. I'm really sorry. I apologize. Get the finances in order. You have a 3-year project going. Your lover's not going anywhere, okay? Don't freak out. Don't freak out. Just try to be as diplomatic as possible and don't speak up more than you need to speak up. But when they do talk, get the fuck away from them. Sorry. When people are being negative, you don't have to accept it. You could just walk away. You don't have to trouble yourself. You could walk away and hit the reset button. Fire signs are the best at the reset button. You guys never, ever, 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 ever hold a grudge. So who gives a shit? Leave. When it's a problem, reset. Bye. I gotta go. I'm sorry. I'm late. I gotta go. I don't have time for this. You guys, I gotta go. Sorry. That's what you gotta do. Anyway, Sag, I would love you. Come back. Visit me again. At the end of the month, we're going to culminate everything that happened. And you're going to tell me what happened. And we're going to talk. I love you. Have a great one. Take care. Bye-bye.